This week's special guests, a pair of Canadian broadcasting legends, Rod Black, Ken Shaw. We're going to have a British Open preview. Are Bryson and Brooks going to go at it? Joe Tilley Sports coming up. Welcome to the program. We are jacked up about this week's show, folks. This is going to be fantastic. Our first guest, native of Ottawa, started as a reporter at CFTO back in 1979. He quickly moved to the anchor desk, anchor of Toronto's most watched news in parts of 6 decades. He was named Canada's best news anchor at the Canadian Screen Awards, the honorary chief of the Toronto Police Service, past director of Variety Village, chair of the Ability Center, and numerous other charities, a member of the Order of Ontario, a man who knows his golf and baseball today. Ken Shaw, ladies and gentlemen, and a native of Winnipeg. He hosted 4 Olympics for CTV over a 36-year broadcasting career. He hosts Raptors and NBA TV as we speak. He is the voice of the CFL play-by-play. He's a TSN golf announcer, host of international hockey. He also calls curling and, of course, is the voice of figure skating in Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, Rod Black is on the program today. Rod, what an exciting time for the Black family. My gosh, it's amazing
you
are still awake.
Yeah, you forgot to mention the father of Tyler Black. That's all I know now.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
Yeah,
it used to be like
everything changes.
He was Rod Black's son. Now I'm the father of Tyler Black. It was I will show you some of the for those. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, my
hearty congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Kenny. Thanks, Joe. Here's some of the carnage left over behind me there. That was a late night with my boys and my daughter and my family and our friends. It was special, really cool.
Well, I noticed that we have Vic found a tweet from Joe Bowen that Joe Bowen posted last night of that nice socially distanced party, you guys.
Yeah, Joe.
Here we go. Here's the announcement. Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah. Well, we were all vaccinated, so that's good.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah, and you know what? This is special times call for special celebrations, and let's face it. I mean, your son is drafted, well, really in the first round, and again, the compensatory picks in the first round, 33rd overall, highest drafted Canadian. And, this is phenomenal. And how does it, I mean, okay, it sounded like a couple of months ago, he was back maybe in the second round, late in the second round, into the third round, but something happened to this guy. I mean, you tell us about it, from an announcer standpoint, from an analyst standpoint, from a father standpoint. Tell us what you saw happening with Tyler.
Yeah, well, first of all, I will tell you, it's a crazy story. The kid was born to play baseball, literally. July 26th, 2000. I was broadcasting a game, the Blue Jays against the Cleveland Indians. It was a noon game, and my wife went into labor with our first child, was going to be Tyler, and they couldn't find a replacement for me the next day, so I'm still scrambling, and fortunately, he arrived at 3:21 in the morning, and they still did not have a replacement for me. And so I was doing the games at the time with Joe Carter on Sportsnet, as a matter of fact, and I'll never forget that. The day was crazy. Clearly, I had to go. He says, "Brody, whatever you do, come over. I got a bed for you." Well, I go over to his hotel because I had to get some sleep, at least a couple hours before the game. And he didn't have an extra bed. And actually, that was the night I slept with Joe Carter. So you can't make that stuff up. So anyway, long story short, I do the game. We have a big announcement. Congratulations, Rod and Nancy, on the birth of Tyler Alexander Black. I was sky high. Jays won that day. And it was crazy because, I kept that sheet for many years and everybody signed it. And all of the people who played in the game, really helped Tyler because he just had this love of baseball. When I used to do the games, he came all the time. And then 18 years on his 18th birthday, he actually played at Rogers Center in an East Coast Pro Classic on his journey. So he gets down to college, he gets all of these things happen to him. You never know. It's a real crapshoot, you guys, if a player is going to make it as a pro. And we had some intel the last few months. He's got a really good advisor. His team, he plays at a small school, but his team can mash. And the kid just, like I said, he was kind of born to be a ball player. Now, is he born to be a pro? We'll see. But I think I was golfing with you guys a few weeks ago, and we were talking about it. And, we kind of thought maybe second round, late second round. And then he just, got some steam, and they call it helium for players. And they love his bat, right? And so we went down to a couple of workouts. Tyler's been really busy with his guys. Here he is here. Kid can mash, man. I wish I could hit my golf ball like that, Kenny. Look at this. He hit this bus here. I love that. Anyway,
it's probably – I think you should go with the fact that it's genetic talent, Rod.
Well, yeah, it is genetic. So, my wife is sitting in that crowd. My wife is clearly a better athlete than any of us. But,
Hey, Roddy, I have never met a pro athlete who is only a one-sport athlete. I would bet that Tyler was great in every sport that he played.
Yeah. Like, and all my other kids too. They all played, and I think it's a real tenet for all of us. My wife and I, we really believe in. I'm a big believer in 4 seasons. I think it helps. And he was a really good hockey player as a kid. I truly believe that he and his younger brothers probably would be sitting here today talking about him being a hockey player. He was a really good basketball player and football, and he just loves sports. I mean, that's what they, unfortunately, that's all I do. I mean, we're sports, and so we do it all day long. And he had been doing it for such a long time. But you're right, he was a multi-sport athlete. Just had to give up hockey at 15 to pursue his dream of baseball. And draft day is one thing. Becoming a pro is obviously quite another, but I can tell you right now, like, these guys shut her down, I think, about 5 o'clock in the morning. That's about 5 hours ago. I was still up cooking burgers and serving them some beverages. And I can tell you one thing, he'll be up in 2 hours, you guys, and he will say, "Dad, let's go down to the facility. Can you throw to me?" And,
wow.
that's, and his brother Brody's like that too. And I'm hoping in a couple of years that you might hear his name as well, because they just, their work ethic is great. They love the game. They absolutely love the game. And so we're here to talk about golf. You guys, I think I talked to you the other time about how Tyler can hit this freaking ball like 360. He hits it like Bryson DeChambeau. The only problem is he hits them foul a lot.
Yeah.
We know all about that.
somewhere. 360 somewhere.
Yeah,
well,
anyway,
I like this line here. Rod. Okay, so batting average in 48 games this year at Wright State, 383. On base percentage 496.
Right.
Slugging percentage 683. 13 homers, 39 walks, 11 stolen bases. Rarely struck out for the Raiders. And this kid's got some game. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. There's a good shot of him.
Yeah, he's a raker. And so I should tell you guys, right in our yard here is one of the reasons too, is that we have a batting cage. It was probably the best investment I ever made, because, now he's off my payroll, which is really nice. I like that.
Yeah.
But I probably can say they hit in that cage almost every day. And, you mentioned Joe Bowen. I should really tell, one of the reasons Joe was with us last night too, and he's a great friend, is the people who were here last night were all people who had kind of a part of Tyler's journey, like all his ex-coaches and his teammates and friends when he was in Toronto. And Joe was his first baseball. Joe and I coached Tyler and Brody as kids. And Joe, as much as Joe is a hockey guy, Joe loves baseball. And Joe was ecstatic, over the moon. If you know Joe Bowen, holy Mackinac Joe Bowen, he loves anything to do with Wisconsin, because he loves the Packers. He also loves Indiana, too, because he loves Notre Dame, but he loves anything, and he was over the moon. I think everybody was pretty emotional last night, too. So it was, I will tell you, I have covered so many sports events, and we in fact, Tyler and I were down in Tampa. We got to go to the Stanley Cup final this week, and I never get to be a fan, and I was charged. I don't think in my entire life I've ever been more excited than last night.
Well, you know what?
That's pretty bloody awesome.
We're really happy for you. Where does Tyler start off? Have they told him which farm team he goes to yet, or is that?
Yeah, I think Yeah, we got to pick the pieces up here. So, the coaches and the general manager call him. I think he'll go down and probably go to Milwaukee, do a physical this week. Probably meet the press and the team. Milwaukee's a great baseball town. Like again, it couldn't be a more perfect team for him. I know the Blue Jays really liked him. They just were had they had a pick there. They probably I know they were in at 19 a little bit. Oakland liked him a lot. Cincy liked him. Cleveland, Tampa, quite obviously, but I think Oakland the slot money was everything was perfect, and then Milwaukee just to for him to get to that city, like I said he was born to play baseball, but I think he was born to be a Brewer. His dad certainly was born to be a
Right.
Brewer.
Spent a
But
lot
I
of
think
time
what
with
happens
him,
now, so in a few days, then he'll go down, and guess what, guys? It starts. Like he goes right to low A ball. I think it's in Phoenix, so he'll play for the rest of the year, and then
Yeah.
you try to graduate. The next step is to try to get to the bigs, and you try to get there as quick as you can.
Right. And Gordash, is
Yeah,
running the show in Milwaukee, and that's
yeah,
the former
yeah.
Jays,
And
as Ken
Del
and I were talking
there.
before the show, the former
Yeah,
the guy who ran the ticket office.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that I like the fact that there have been a lot of Canadians that have played in Milwaukee too, and happy days, man. Like I don't know if you guys have been to Milwaukee. I love that town. Like I'm from Winnipeg, and Milwaukee reminds me so much of
Hmm.
Winnipeg. The people and crazy fan base. You see it in the NBA Finals right now with all the people outside, which is absolutely insane. And outside the stadium and the arena, you think about all the legends that have played in Milwaukee, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was Lou Alcindor at the time. Think of all the great
Yeah.
baseball players, from the Braves to the Brewers. One of the biggest statues outside of the arena, you guys, is Fonzie. Is Fonzie.
Oh, really?
Happy days, man. Yeah, happy
Hey.
days.
Wow.
Yeah,
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 I thought he was going to WKRP in Cincy when Joe
yeah,
told me. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. Wow.
yeah. That's
That's
really
pretty
great.
bloody
We're
awesome,
happy
really.
for you. And the scouting on the other two kids will start in the next year or so, right?
Yeah. Well, again, that's the thing too. Like I think my other boy was really inspired last night too, and he's a really good player. He's just on a different path. And then I got another boy who's getting into the media industry, who I think is going to be who's going to have a great career in that. And my daughter's a little actress, singer, hockey player, and I think they all probably broached some rules last night, probably even with their parents by what they might have imbibed in. But when you have a day like that, I was going to say 1 in a million. It was 1 in a 2.4 million day. It
Yeah.
was really special.
Yeah,
Who has a day like
congratulations,
that? Really,
Roddy.
when you think about it, it's phenomenal. I mean, well, actually, I had Paul Quantrill on the show last night, and he had his son Cal was drafted, in the first round too, and he went through that kind of same experience. But that's just unbelievable, right? It's fantastic. Congratulations to all you. Congratulations to hard work everybody put in. I know one of I posted something on it last night, and Marty Roberts, who I think coached Tyler for a while, he said it looks good on the kid. He said he's never met a kid who worked harder. So I mean that's what any kid that's watching the show, that's how you do it, right? You work bloody hard. You make it your
Well,
passion, and you work at it.
yeah, it is. You guys, I do so many different sports, and I love them all. But there's this sport of baseball is such a game of failure. It's like golf. The only thing is, people are throwing the ball at you, and you got to hit it right. And you hit 300. You fail. 7 out of 10 times. If that was in real life, you failed 7 out of 10 times, you lose your job or you get sent to the minors
Or be
somewhere.
a
But
weatherman.
yeah, good one. You fail.
Now, I've
You fail
always,
7 out of
Roddy, I've
you fail
always
7 out of
heard that
10
the
times.
best
Yeah.
hitters, the best hitters are the best at guessing what the next pitch is going to be.
Mm,
How
yeah.
how did Tyler learn to be such a great hitter?
Yeah, guys, so it goes back again. He used to come to the games. I mean, this kid just watches baseball. I think he ruins my data plan because he's always on watching the games. I mean, he's a grown man now, but I've watched him grow. Like he'd go to the games. I would do the games with Pat Tabler at the time, and he'd be sitting over there in the booth, absolutely watching and studying and taking it in and playing the video games too. Like I'm not a big proponent of video games for kids, but he played MLB The Show, and he would watch pitches come in and he would start guessing. So both of them, like they kind of know. And you're right, it's about guessing. It's also being ahead of the pitcher. And one of his real coaches, one of the reasons he's here today is because of Rob Butler, who was former Blue Jay. Rob and Rich. Tyler went to his program when he was like 12 years old. He was 14 and he played for the under 18 team. And so that kind of started when that kind of love, passion. But I think Rob also gave him a real inkling into, learning how to hit. And Rob was a good hitter. So was Rich. I just think that it's just so much. He's tried to see, and he's to this day, he's still trying to get intel. And you're right, Ken. It's about knowing what's coming next or trying to guess. Hey, we saw it with the Houston Astros. If you know what the pitch is, if you have a good idea what the pitch is coming, there's a good chance that you can hit that thing. So, yeah.
Sure. Well, his on base percentage is pretty good, and taking walks. I mean, the kid knows how to wait it out.
Good eye at the plate. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he does, and I watch, like, again, I said as a dad, I used to be kind of nervous. I said, but I like the fact he takes counts deep. He doesn't worry about 3-2. He doesn't worry about, he loves the 3-1, obviously, but he wants the perfect pitch. And sometimes you don't get it. Like, there was a time in this season, I swear to you, like, he was getting walked almost every time just because guys didn't want to pitch to him, and it affects your average, right? But I think that heading to the big leagues, I think that's really important to have that eye. And hey, his first at bat in college, his first at bat was at Ole Miss, and he faced like 96, and he got a base hit. And that's kind of when there's a really good chance that this kid's going to do something. So that was like 3 years ago, and now he's off and running.
So Ole Miss,
who knows?
He took a 96. Was that Gunnar Hoagland by any chance? The guy that the Jays drafted?
Yeah, geez, I don't know. I can't remember. Here's the saddest part, you guys, is that because I've been so busy, and he's been in the States and COVID hit, I only saw him play live twice. And one was at Mississippi State last year and then at Auburn, just before COVID shut everything down. But I never got a chance to see. Thankfully, the games were televised. But even this year, I was just so busy, I couldn't get time off to go watch him play. So that's the saddest thing. So for all the parents out there, enjoy this journey. Like, even if your kid never makes it to the big leagues, and that's like a crapshoot, enjoy this journey and get a chance to see your kids play. Like, go see your kids play. Like, there's some times where you're looking back on it, how many times that my job got in the middle of being able to watch my sons and my daughter play sports. I really regret that. And I think it's really important for all the parents out there, again, when they're young. I know it's a bit of a hassle to drive to places and all of that, and it costs money. Enjoy the ride, man. Enjoy, because it ends quick too. It ends like these kids just stop playing sports, and enjoy it. Go see your kids play. You don't want to be like me, just going there. Geez, I wish I would have seen him play.
Yeah, we did that
sure.
when our kids were young.
Yeah, we had the types of jobs they made it difficult. Difficult sometimes to be there at nighttime, right? So, but you sneak out when you can. That's what I used to do.
Do I look hungover?
Yes. Yeah, a little bit. Not too, you look pretty good, actually.
There you go. Look at my backyard, Mike. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, I am going to be, my kid became a millionaire last night, but I'm going to become a millionaire just bringing all these recycling cans back.
Yeah, we see a few bottles in the background there. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some golf, shall we? I mean, with this, we kind of planned all along, and first of all, I want to give Ken some props because he kicked the crap out of us in our the U.S. Open Challenge. He picked the guy who won the event, and he picked two of the top 4 guys besides that. So nice job, Kenny. Well done.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
But we got the 100. Yeah.
Clearly, Ken Shaw should be on the Golf Network or the Golf Channel. I don't know why I worked with Alfred all those years. I should have been working with Ken Shaw.
Yeah, well, Ken knows his stuff, that's for sure. So 149th Open Championship at Royal St. George's, the first English course to host the championship back in 1894. Remember that one, Ken? Was that a good tournament?
Yeah, it was kind of rough at the time. The course was only about 8 years old, and it showed it.
That's when you did your interview with old Tom Morris, right? Or young Tom Morris, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Walter
Old.
Hagen
Yeah.
was there, I believe, and you talked to him
Yeah.
too. Yeah, yeah. So this is the 14th time it's going to be held there. Last time was 2011. Located on the Kent coastline, the Sandwich Links will showcase the world's best. It's going to be, of course, a windy track. It's always a windy track when they hold it over there in Europe for the famed Claret Jug, 7,200 yards. The fourth hole features the tallest and deepest bunker in the UK, so you want to stay out of that one. Could be a surprise winner at this event. The last, when Ben Curtis had never played in a major when he won Royal St. George's in 2003.
I was there, boys.
Yeah, were you?
Were you?
No, I was.
Seriously?
I covered that one.
Nice.
I covered that one. That was during the time when Mike Weir was. Everybody was on the Mike Weir
right.
watch, so we were over there at Royal St. George's. It is a beast. It is so difficult. It is a course designed by Satan, of course, as we all know. So much fescue. One of some of the deepest bunkers. I'm sure Jimmy Hoffa is buried in one of those bunkers somewhere. And it was a crazy week. I'll never also forget. I think I was talking to you guys about this, about work ethic. VJ Singh, I remember we were finishing our work and we were walking back to our car. I think it was after round 2 and the sun was setting. Basically, the lights were on. And I look over and there's nobody around except us. And VJ Singh practicing putting on the green at that time. And his kid was rolling the ball back. And VJ was, of course, one of the best players in the world at the time. He was one of the guys that a lot of people thought had a chance. I think Mike even thought he had a good chance at that. But all of a sudden, it's Ben Curtis who wins it. And nobody saw that coming.
He was barely in the top 300 at the time. And didn't VJ finish second? Didn't VJ finish second that time?
Yeah. It was. I think they were all kind of waiting. Yeah. And he was, I will tell you, that dude, and one of the most beautiful swings. Clearly, he's an older player now, but into his 40s, he was again one of the leaders of the pack in the world. I mean, I think he was a guy who could actually threaten Tiger and was not intimidated. Remember, he lived in the Tiger era when Tiger was winning everything. And by the way, VJ was right up there.
Yeah, his whole shtick was rhythm and balance, along the lines of Retief Goosen, Ernie Els, VJ Singh, all had that silky smooth tempo that sent them a long way. But Ben Curtis was not the only one, Joe, who was a long shot to come through.
Well, there's
Royal St. George's has a history, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bjorn was leading until he double bogeyed.
It's a Rubik's Cube. I'm telling you, it's a Rubik's Cube, this course. It's so difficult. I guess for us who live in the Ontario region, I kind of would say it's a little bit like Devil's Paintbrush mixed with Glencairn, mixed with Red Tail. It's that kind of golf course, but if you play Devil's Paintbrush, there are some massive bunkers there that you do not want to get
right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, right in the middle of the fairway. They have that there, and you got to putt your ball. You've got to putt your ball there because it's like playing pool, kind of like Cabot Links or Cabot Cliffs. Cabot Links in particular, you got to know your angles. Your caddy has to be on it, and that's why. I'm sorry I didn't give you guys my picks. I have a feeling. My pick might be someone like a Lee Westwood or somebody like that, who is who knows the angles. Somebody who knows the angles, or it could be. I think it's going to be a Euro that wins the British Open. I really truly do believe that.
Yeah, it was Darren Clark last time around, wasn't it? In terms of a wild pick who came in, he was mid-40s like Westwood is.
Right.
And that was so. What made that so great was the emotional story that went with that. Of course, him losing his wife 3 years or so beforehand. That was a popular win around the world.
One of the greatest guys.
54 majors, never had won one.
Yeah, one of the greatest guys I've ever been around in sports. One of the most likable, great dudes that you want to have a beer. I remember covering Masters events, and you always ended up at the same place. Most people ended up at Hooters and off of Washington there in Augusta. But there, all the players go back to their houses. And if you went, for dinner that night, there was a steak place down the road, and there's a bar there. And every night, it didn't matter. You would see Darren Clark there talking to people, having fun with people. Maybe he had a few too many ales. Maybe that's why he didn't, sometimes didn't do that well. But what a popular win, you guys! What a popular win that was for Darren Clark. And you're right, Ken. Such an emotional story, and
Yeah.
for him to do it, we might see something like that again. We might see something like that again. I honestly think there's something special is going to happen at this year's
So,
Open.
so if you're counting on a Euro winning it this time around, and somebody who's maybe mid-40s, maybe you're looking at Lee Westwood, maybe you're looking at Ian Poulter. This would be his last shot at the Claret Cup jug.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But then again, like I will tell you, there's so many players that we see every time. Like we watch as North Americans because they're not on the PGA Tour, guys who play in Europe, and we go, "Oh my God, who is this guy at the top
Right.
of the leaderboard? Who is it?" And then you just do your research quickly and go, "Oh, he's really, really good. He's really, really good." And because these guys play, I could also see. I think my pick also would be Rahm. Have to be Rahm. I mean, that's the obvious. But I can see a Spaniard, like, again, a lot of the Spanish courses are like what you would play there. And the ability to navigate your ball and to steer it. And Rahm, coming off that win, this might be his time. We might be in the John Rahm era right now.
Yeah, he speaks very well during the interviews. Of course, he's a new dad, and sometimes that sets athletes back. It has not set him back at all. I'm very impressed by where his head is at in the interviews. So if you're talking about Spaniards, I mean, Sergio, I got to tell you, I don't see Sergio finishing in the top 20.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about. It's just something about him. Like, he's always been that way. He rides hot. He's a saucy guy, spicy guy. He runs hot, and he runs very cold. When he's running hot, though, look out. The key, I think, I have to go back in my memory banks, which probably is when he won. I really think you have to, you have to make sure that you stay level-headed and level-scored, and you have to get your pars when you can. Win the par fives. That's when you're going to get your birdies on a course like this. You don't be going hunting for flags at this. So I think if you don't make mistakes, I know it's cliche. The guy who is a real solid ball striker tries to keep it in the middle of fair. Don't discount some of our Canadian guys. Like we keep talking about Corey Connors.
Yeah.
This could be a place. I'm just not sure he is able to hit the low ball and the runners that they're going to have to hit at Royal St. George's.
Yeah,
Well,
the
let's
other
talk about
difficulty,
Rory because
Rod,
you're talking about Euros, right? You want to talk about Euros? Let's talk a little bit about Rory because he's won the event before, not there, but he's won it before. Remember, his dad made that bet on, and he
that's
made that
right.
bet on him when he was a kid, and cashed in like a whole like a couple million euros or some crazy thing. So, Rod, you posted something last week about Rory at the Scottish Open when some guy came
Isn't
along
this classic?
and
Watch this.
going
Watch
on
this
here?
guy. Watch Ken Shaw. Here's Ken. Ken comes up,
Yeah,
takes Rory's club. This is unbelievable. I cannot believe this. I mean, clearly, okay, so
they're all.
I think the guy who was shooting the video is in on it. Because why would you be shooting Rory McIlroy or at that time? Like, again, it looks like the 10th tee. So, I just cannot believe that security let this guy in. Here's this is best. Watch Rory's reaction. I just love this. This is like the guy's taking my club. He's going, "Who's this guy?" Now watch this.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my
Oh my
club.
God. Oh my God. I love that. I love that.
I got to tell
That
you,
is
it was a
class.
moment of weakness. I only was looking for a selfie initially, and then the head cover caught my eye. Yeah. Now, you know what else is interesting there? Watching Rory's caddy walk over, and if you continued that video, he actually goes in front of Rory to stand between Rory and this guy because it's not over yet.
Rory wants
It
that piece.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that was very telling that he was there to protect his man. John Rahm,
It's
a big
little
boy.
scary.
Yeah, it is.
It
John
is. Yeah,
John
when you think
Rahm.
a guy can get that close. Yeah.
John Rahm's a big boy and could have taken care of himself and everybody else there, but they did the right thing, letting security come over and oust the guy. But you started to see Rory's caddy step in there. Yeah, you know what? The guy's looking for his 15 seconds of fame, I guess, and we don't need
Well,
that. We don't need that
it's
anywhere.
this thing. It's this thing too, right?
Yeah.
Everybody tries to get on
Yeah.
TikTok and social media, and they think they want to go viral. Trust me, you can post something like that and do something like that, and it's fun and games, and it goes around the world. But you're not going to be able to see it when you're sitting in a jail cell. You know?
And
Like,
you may get banned from a number of different venues.
yeah. Yes.
You know,
I hope he is. By the way, I hope.
Led.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
do
going
too.
anywhere for a long time. I'm telling you right
And
now.
it's not a story you can tell and have people regale in it and say, "Wow, you're something."
Way to
They're
go.
going to be talking about what a jerk you were. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so
But, you know,
talking about Rory in terms of chances here, the three of us hacks know very well that when you're on top of the world in golf, you can go on a run, but when you lose it, you're not coming back the next week. Look at what happened with Jordan Spieth. When you lose it, it takes a long time to get back, especially at that level. And Rory is not back yet.
No,
Yeah,
no.
but you know what? He's showing signs though, right? So he went at Wells Fargo, right? He went at Wells Fargo the third time he's won it, and that was his first win since he became a dad, right? And then, but you know, I don't know, man. He's the second choice according to William Hill at 11-1. Rahm is obviously the favorite, 9-1. And then Rahm's now taken over the number one ranking in the world. Even though Rory's ranked 11th, he's the second choice, 11-1. I mean, that could just be because there's a lot of UK money coming in on Rory. But to me, it's like he's a guy because he's won this event before, because he's shown some signs lately, not necessarily, dominating like he was, but he was trying to alter his swing there for a while. Do you remember that? He was trying to alter his swing, trying to get a little more length. And you know what?
He
For a
still
guy
is.
like Rory, you just want to be Rory, man. This is what you got to the top because you were Rory. So just keep
Yeah.
that, and then don't try to change your swing and change who you are because that's going to mess you up.
Yeah, and it is. He's going through that right now. By the way, Rahm is no longer number one in the world. It's back to Dustin Johnson.
Yeah. Well, that's
Really?
the most ridiculous rankings I've ever seen in my life.
And
Golf, I don't know.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Golf, they do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dog.
No,
my dog is
it
eating
bothers
some
me that DJ is back in as number one. It's a crazy system they have for that. He's got to do some
something he's not
recycling.
supposed to.
I get my dog. My dog was doing some stuff.
Eating something he's not
No,
supposed to.
I've never liked the ranking system. And by the way, we all know who
No.
the number one player in the world is right now. We all know who he is, and his name is John Rahm. There is no doubt, and he is the heavy betting favorite going in here. I still one of my picks. I'm sorry I didn't give him to you, but if Vic wants to put them up, I'm going to go Rahm, Rory, and I will actually going to keep Dustin Johnson on my board, just
Wow.
because I'm just, you know what it is, Kenny, somewhere around here, he's got a hit, and the fact that he is the world's number one and he's not hitting right now, that's very telling. Very, very telling.
Yeah,
I think he has been very, very average.
Well, yeah, but you go back to the Masters that he won walking away. What did he win it by? 6 shots, and he was hot during that period, and that's how the ranking
In November.
system worked. Yeah,
In November.
So and he still has the memory of blocking that 2-iron that cost him. When he played Royal St. George's last time around. I'm not so sure. I like to go back to what you said earlier, where Rod, you talked about it going to be a Euro. I think that's a real possibility. I bet Rahm as well this time around, and I'm going with Louis Oosthuizen. You can't be the bridesmaid forever. And I just love Louis' mindset. I love his swing. He's very much in control. He's played on the Euro Tour for so many years. He knows how to play links courses. And then really Colin Morikawa is sort of a long shot for me in terms of he's ranked number 4 in the world. But the fact of the matter is he hasn't played links golf over there. And it's really a head game. Joe, you mentioned hole number 4. that's one of the most difficult holes in golf. It's like it's just shy of 500 yards, and you mentioned it's got the deepest bunker.
In the
I
UK.
think. But I love Morikawa. I love how he has sprung up so fast, and he continues. Whether it's the U.S. Open or wherever he is, he's top 10 on a regular basis now. I like the kid. It's a long shot only because he hasn't played links golf over there.
Well, I
So we'll
think they
see
got to
how he
list
does.
him at. They listed him 40-1. William Hill has him at 40-1. So,
What do
guys
they
ranked
know?
fourth in the world is ranked 40. Is listed at 41. Let's talk
Where's
about
Xander?
the
Where's
boys.
Xander Shoffley right now? Where is he? He's going to be one of
Xander,
my picks.
he's 20-1.
Yeah, Xander Shoff.
20-1.
If an American's going to win, I
I
think
like
it's going to
him.
be Xander. Yeah, I think it's going to be
I
Right,
Xander.
but
like him.
he's also ranked fifth in the world. But okay, let's talk about our boys. We're talking about Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau. So Bryson fires his caddy. All
What
right.
are the
Well, his
odds?
caddy
What are
quit.
the
His
odds on
caddy
a
quit.
scrap happening on the sixth hole? What are the odds on that?
Right.
What's the
If
book say?
they're paired together, or they're walking by each other at a certain point in the round, if they have to crisscrossing somewhere, are they gonna drop the glove? Are they gonna go at it? Are these guys gonna? Are we seeing a dust up on the golf course? Is this what golf needs right now?
First of all, they're only going to drop one glove
Yeah,
Yes,
because
right.
it is golf.
yes, it is.
Yeah, you know what? That's much ado about nothing. That's headlines. DeChambeau makes headlines. Koepka makes headlines. I don't think either one of them is going to figure in this. DeChambeau's as cold as can be. Koepka is still. I don't know whether he's fully recovered with his with
He
his
had the
leg.
knee injury, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's a big strong boy. The thing is, he has played. He has shown signs. I think he's come back from that injury a little bit. The thing is it was funny though when DeChambeau's caddy leaves, and immediately Koepka chirps up about how his caddy's the greatest caddy. He couldn't have done it without his caddy, and it was pretty good stuff though. It makes for fun stuff though, doesn't it?
Oh, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
It does. And I do think it's great. I think it's great for golf. I'm not so sure. Is it as contrived as some of the Conor McGregor fights? Let's not. I would like to see if they have a fight between Koepka and DeChambeau, the winner gets Jake Paul. The loser gets Logan Paul. And then they find it like I just think it's fascinating. It's fascinating and I love the fact, and maybe that's the world we live in now. Nobody has any shame anymore. You can post stuff, and there's a lot of trash talking going on. I'm still not sure that they're still not somewhat cordial. Do they not? Do they hate each other? Probably. Probably. I would say yeah, but that's sports.
It seems
And
legit,
I think it's kind of
right?
refreshing. Be
Yeah,
honest.
it depends on the sport you're playing, though, because golf is such a head game, right? That 90% is intellectual, and the rest is in your head. So, what happens to your mindset when you're going out there and you're not thinking about golf, and you're thinking about, oh, if I do this, Koepka or DeChambeau are going to laugh. The only guy I know who really thrives in that atmosphere is Patrick Reed. The more he gets criticized for
He doesn't
cheating,
care.
he doesn't care. In fact,
No.
it drives him on.
You're right. But he's a hard guy to like, though, isn't he? Right? I mean,
He's a very
we
hard
lost
guy.
Rod again.
He's a
There
very
he is.
hard guy to like. Patrick Reed,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
hard guy to like,
Yeah,
Roddy, but you can admire him.
Yeah, and
you
that-
can
and that's-
respect him.
And I think he's boy. I that's the thing. I love any of those guys as my teammate in a Ryder Cup or a President's Cup format. I love that. It's. I know golf is a gentleman's or gentle person's game, but it's nice when they treat it like a sport. I mean, and Patrick Reed treats it like a sport, but also stuff lingers with you. And if you are, whether you're accused or whatever, or there is some impropriety at any point in golf in particular, that hangs with you forever, you guys. And
Yeah,
it's
it
going to
does.
hang. And I like the fact for him, he's blind. I don't think he's blind to it. I think but it just does. You're right, Ken. It just does not affect him.
So here's the thing about English fans. They're rowdy. They're not just hooligans at soccer. They're very rowdy as well in an instance like this. And by the way, what the heck was with them booing the Italian anthem at the final of the Euro? That was shameful. That was stupid. That was childish. However,
that's not
I gotta
hooliganism.
say. But I gotta say, Patrick Reed may be in for a few catcalls in his backswing, that sort of thing. It won't shock me if there is an incident between Patrick Reed or his caddy and the English fans.
Yeah, and their thing about them too is that you guys, like, having been to a few opens, I don't even know how to. The North American crowd, and I can include Canadians. We know we got the Baba Booies. We got, which I kind of, after a while, you go, really? And people, what's the other one that they always yell? Mashed potatoes, whatever it might be, which is really stupid. But you hear it, and that's kind of the chirp. But the Brits, they get to you. Like, they are very biting. They've got barbs. Like, they know everything about every player, and they're cutting, and they do it in we scream and yell, hey, there you go, you're an idiot, or hey, DeChambeau, or Brooks. Hey, Bryson. They go. They just come up with something really smart. Cheeky little butt you've got there.
I love it.
It's like, sportive tea for you, huh? What you doing tonight, mate? What you doing tonight? So it's like they're smart.
You remember Colin Montgomery used to come in for it when he came over to North America
Mrs.
for
Doubtfire.
the first few times. Yeah, that's right. There you go.
I felt that.
Yeah,
he's a real gentleman too. Like, he's a really nice guy, Collie.
Yeah,
Monty.
And think about, like, his career. Like, nobody carried that British flag more beyond Faldo in that era than Collie Montgomery, the United Kingdom flag, I would say.
Scottish.
Yes, Scottish. But sometimes that's why it's a sport. Sometimes you just can't win.
Yeah, Ian Poulter would be my long shot on this, and I still love Will Zalatoris, even though he's not played in a Lynx. There we are. Here are the long shots.
Well, there we go. There's the
Zalatoris.
picks, and I don't know if he adjusted yours or not, Rod.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. I'll take McKenzie. I would put in. I put Justin Thomas in there too for me. Put Justin Thomas. So Rom, McIlroy, Justin Thomas, and my long shots, Scheifele. Yeah, that's good. Mackenzie Hughes. I'll take any Canadian. And by the way,
I threw Mac in there.
I would too, because think about Mac. That scar tissue is going to linger a little bit, but I remember there was some scar tissue on a guy named Mike Weir. Remember that time that he had, he was paired with Tiger, and you saw what happened.
In Montreal.
And you saw what happened though later, right? Like, you saw how it elevated him and it fueled him. I think Mackenzie Hughes is like that. Mackenzie Hughes is that close. He's that close. Corey Connors is that close. They've got to get out of their way and let good things happen and not force the issue. Hey, we might be sitting here talking about Mackenzie Hughes, winning the U.S. Open if it wasn't for a tree. If it wasn't for a tree.
Right.
And a back bounce. Like,
That
everything.
ball ever come down?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoever, absolutely unraveled. Absolutely, and that's the game. So
I love
It's
Corey
a learning
Connors. Corey Connors is a great ball striker, and we know he's particularly good off the tee. What I fear with Corey Connors is he doesn't have the killer instinct yet. He is so laid back that we're looking for a pulse. And I think you need, you get a guy like John Rahm, when he hits a bad shot, you know how he feels about it. Actually, that goes a long way at some point. For just a simple spectator, they may think he is unsportsmanlike from time to time. I look at that and I go, there's a guy who wants to win. And I don't see it in Corey. I don't see it in Corey yet. I really, really like him, and he's a great golfer. But he needs some attitude.
Yeah, he needs a little of that Patrick. Needs a little of that Brooks Koepka. And it might come.
You do have the guys. But listen, you got the Jordan Spieth too, guys. You got the guys who can stay calm, cool, collected through anything, right? So, it's you just got to find your space, because I think it's different for everybody. And I agree with you on Mac Hughes. That was a learning moment. I want to go back to our picks for a second, Vic, because I'm going to explain mine. because that's what I do. Spieth, I like him because he's a guy who's overcome the injury issues. He's gelling at the right time. Incredible talent. I really think he's back. We can say about Rahm. He's the hottest golfer on the planet right now. If he's on his game, he has to be a top three for sure. Koepka, he had the knee surgery in March, been steadily improving since that time. He was solid at the PGA Championship. He's won 4 majors. He's a hell of an athlete. Reminds me of myself. Patrick Cantlay won the Memorial for the second time, 15th at the U.S. Open. I think he's really great value at 30-1. And of course, Mac Hughes, that third round lead at Torrey Pines. The kid is going. I played with him. I got a chance to play with him at the Canadian Amateur Media Day. That was what an experience that was. But he's going to win. He's going to win a big tournament. And why not this week, right? It's going to happen. I really think that was, like you guys alluded to. This is a learning experience he got at the U.S. Open. And what does he do with that? Does he take that? Does he move on? Does he grow from it? And is he ready now? So,
yeah, Joe, what I compare Mac Hughes and Corey Connors. I would even, I guess, I put Adam Hadwin in, but I think Hadwin's been
right.
a few more. But I compare them a little bit to Denis Shapovalov and all the young Canadian players. Felix
Auger-Aliassime. Yeah.
They're just knocking at the door. And I do think that these guys are as well. It's what a great time to be following Canadian sport with all these. And it goes to also show you, and I guess I do it every time I come on this show, is that what that Golf Canada Foundation has done. We're not sitting here talking about Corey Connors. We're not sitting here talking about Mac Hughes. We're not sitting here talking with Taylor Pendrith, Brooke Henderson, Elena Sharp. Without the foundation, this foundation, a board of trustees who actually raises money every year to just give them money so they can travel. It's a hard life, golf. People just don't say, okay, you come to this tournament, you enter. No, you got to pay your way in. First of all, you got to pay an entry fee, even as a pro. Secondly, you got to pay all your expenses. You got to get there somehow. So you got to weigh all of that. And this Golf Canada Foundation has done that for so many years. And great people, great. The benefactors just love the game so much, and they love these kids. And that's the main reason why we're sitting here talking about the success that Golf Canada, like Tennis Canada, is having as well. You show me the money. You still need the money to help these kids grow.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what these kids do at the Olympics too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
golf
again,
and tennis at the Olympics, right?
That's going to be fascinating. It's not something that you put on your resume. Like people go, as I know as an announcer, when I was doing golf, you go, won so many majors, here's the PGA events. And by the way, an Olympic silver or gold medal, that shouldn't be the way. Winning an Olympic gold medal, winning any Olympic medal is something. And Canada has 2 legitimate shots at that, right? So, and it's going to be fascinating at the Olympics too. I don't know what they're going to do with crowds, if there's any crowds at all on the golf course.
None. Yeah, well.
A little disruptive, but, and hey, here's the other one. You're going to the Olympics, you're not getting paid. You are not getting paid any money, right? So you're doing it for your country, and that says everything about all those players.
Yeah, that's also one of the difficulties of being a pro golfer. You miss the cut, you're out of pocket. This is one of the few sports where you only get paid for how you play. You don't sign that multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract, and if you don't come through, then you're still getting the paycheck. By the way, I take issue with both of you guys. Victor, can you put up that screen with the picks again? I got a problem with both of you guys because Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay are not long shots.
I know. Yeah.
Wow.
Xander actually should be in my top. But it's.
But I like Ken's long. Well, look at Ken's long shot. Well, look at his longer shot. Howard Glassman. I love that.
Humble Howard.
Hey, Humble Howard's a real long shot. Real long shot when he doesn't show up for the show.
Yeah,
he's practicing.
He's at the cottage
he's practicing for the Open.
Yeah. Howard Glassman is a great golfer, and he was a member at the National for years and a scratch golfer or maybe even a plus handicap there, and he actually, it was a case of priorities. He set the game aside to spend more time with the family and whatnot because he knows how much time it took away from the family for him to stay at that level. Of the 3 of us who are here today and the one guy who is missing, we only have one golfer, and he's
Yeah,
not here
exactly.
today.
and he's not here right now. Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
no question about
I
that.
still,
But we
I
have fun
still,
though, and that's a great thing about this sport. We all can play, and we all can have fun, right?
yeah.
How
Howard
the
doesn't have fun.
Hey, how much fun did we have the last time we played for all of our viewers and listeners out
That was
there
good.
at
We
Well, we
came up with a
played.
lot of
Michigan?
Albert stories.
And our buddy
Yeah,
Albert, your buddy Albert, who I don't know why he's not on the panel. First of all, he's probably golfing somewhere. The most colorful golfer I've ever played with in my life. What a nice guy. Ken Shaw wins the media day thing, playing to that absolutely perfect, pristine 32 handicap that he has, and shot 75. Way to go, Kenny! Congratulations. I played
that's
16
an
holes
art.
because I was doing an interview. I don't think we hit anybody, and you know what? We all survived, and we had and we were playing during COVID, and we got a chance to play golf. I love playing with you guys that day. Let's do it again.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah,
day.
we'll do it
That
again
was a
soon,
great
Rod.
day.
Listen, I want to thank you guys for being on the show today, and thanks for coming. It was fun. Great day, Windance. We'll do that again real soon. Maybe you can have us out to Emerald Hills, Rod, or something like that
Yeah,
too, right?
absolutely.
Anyway, as guests on Joe Tilley Sports, I've got a gift certificate for you from Classic Imports. Go see Jeff. He's amazing. He's got some beautiful Italian Bottega clothing for you guys both. So remember, we're all in it together, and we'll see you all soon.
Cheers.
Go Tyler Black.
Hey,
Yes.
right on.
Go, Tyler.
Guests on Joe Tilley Sports receive a gift certificate from Classica Imports. Top of the line imported men's clothing. Check out the Classica Essential Collection now. Go to shopclassica.com.
Do you realize that 80% of golfers enjoy country music?
Really?
No, but 100% of golfers enjoy timely play. And that means being ready when it's your turn. Bring enough clubs to make a shot when you go to a ball that's away from your bag. Leave your clubs in an advanced position so when you move on, you're not going backwards. Remember, we're all in this together.
Addiction Rehab Toronto, Toronto's #1 alcohol and drug treatment center, saving lives, reuniting families. The only treatment center in the province to offer medical detox, treatment, sober living, and lifetime aftercare all in one place. Our unique and specialized programs are designed to equip our clients with the tools to successfully lead a life of dignity, respect, and purpose. Let us help save your life or your loved one's life. Call today for more information or to facilitate an intervention. 1-855-787-2424 or visit addictionrehabtoronto.ca. Joe Tilley Sports is brought to you by COSA, Central Ontario Standardbred Association, providing a united voice for harness horse people racing at Ontario tracks. Check out your benefits today at COSAonline.com and check out COSA TV on Facebook and YouTube for all the latest harness news and live action updates. Live racing year-round. Go to HPIBet.com for all your wagering options. Become a member today and your first bet is free. That's HPIBet.com.
And now the moment you've been waiting for. It's time for my COSA Swiss pick of the week. And last week we were at Mohawk for Thursday night second race.
And here's
an OSS
Escrosion
event
on
for
the
2-year-old
outside.
trotting colt.
Back
I
into
took
second
Kipper Whipper
is
Snipper,
Lucky
the number
Gypsy.
2 horse. Unfortunately, he broke at the gate. He straightened it out, but then broke again. Well, the race was won by Explosion with Trottin' Trevor Henry in the buggy, trained by Meg Crone. The 5'7" exactor paid $105.30. This week, I'm going with Tuesday night's 7th race, and I'm liking the Carmen Osiello trained Cinderella Delight, the number 5 horse who returns to Mohawk after a 5-race stint at Yonkers. Scott Young will drive. My record on the year, 6 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. Love that. Thanks, Mick. 5 fourths, 3 fifths, a 6, 2 eighths, and a 10th. For all the racing updates, visit Costa TV on Facebook. Go to hpibet.com for your wagering options. Well, the Milwaukee Bucks aren't quite done yet. The Bucks had a wee letdown early in the second half, but they went on to sink the Suns in Game 3 of the NBA Final. Giannis Antetokounmpo took care of business. That ugly knee injury is now just a distant memory. The Greek Freak is just fine, and we got ourselves a series here, folks. Well, the Jays head into the All-Star break in pretty good shape. A little bit of a high note there. Robbie Ray coming off a scintillating performance against the Rays, the team the Birds are trying to catch in the wild card race. Ray took a no-hitter into the seventh inning, ending up allowing just one hit over 7 with 11 strikeouts. The 29-year-old lefty is having a heck of a year. A 7-inning effort really helps that bullpen. That'll have to be better down the stretch, that bullpen. Nice to have 4 Jays representing the AL in the All-Star game. Nice run for a couple of Canadians in Wimbledon on the weekend. Denis Shapovalov gave Novak Djokovic a heck of a run. 3 sets went to a tie break before the world number 1 prevailed on his way to a record-tying 20th Grand Slam, 6th Wimbledon title. Felix Auger-Aliassime made it to the quarterfinals. Ash Barty took the women's crown, first Aussie to get that done since Yvonne Goolagong way back in 1980. Now let's hear it for Zuri, getting the job done over England in the Euro final. Going to be some hand-wringing over the selection process for the penalties. But you know what? I'm okay with giving the young stars a shot. You know, it's giving them a chance to shine, and the experience is what they're going to need down the road. When the World Cup comes around, they're going to be happy that they went to the young stars when they did. Hold your heads up high, folks, and congratulations to both clubs. Welcome back to Gary Boulanger, the veteran jockey who we featured on this program just a couple of months ago, is back riding at Woodbine, coming off the latest of many injuries during his amazing career. Sunday, Boulanger had the Grand Slam, a 4-win day capped by a victory aboard Lorena right here in the Fury Stakes for 3-year-old fillies. We may see this Stu Simon trained filly in next month's Woodbine Oaks. And we close with a mention of the folks who make this show possible. These are friends, trusted business associates, and all-around great people. I highly recommend them all. A reminder, the show is available on the Spanglish Network and Zingo TV. And thanks once again to Rod Black and Ken Shaw for being on the show, and thank you for watching. Join us next week when Russ Amber drops by. We're going to talk some boxing. We'll see you then.
Get Aldo at Remax Crossroads. Do you want to buy or sell a home? Could 31 years of real estate experience help you? Why not speak to an amazing team that loves to overpromise and overdeliver? Call 416-GET-ALDO or visit www.getaldo.com to find out what next-level real estate looks like. Brian Gribben Insurance Planning, helping you solidify your financial future.
At BGIP, what we do that's unique in the marketplace is we show people how to spend and enjoy their money in their early years of retirement without the fear of running out. Also, we're able to do this without you having to change financial advisors. Please look us up at bgip.ca today, and let's book a 30-minute phone call to see how we can bring value to you and your family in your planning.
Call Brian today for all your retirement needs. We did. 905-686-5678. Gold Line Resources, discovering high-grade gold in Sweden. Gold Line Resources owns a prospective portfolio of 4 high-grade gold exploration projects located on the Gold Line mineral belt of north-central Sweden, and 1 gold exploration project in the Skellefteå belt of north-central Sweden. For more information on how you can invest in this new initiative, go to goldlineresources.com or call 1-800-858-9710. Gold Line Resources can also be found on the TSX Ventures Exchange as GLDL. Looking for an advantage in choosing your investment options? Belmont Venture Capital will provide you with the best up-to-date opportunities in the mid-cap and junior sector. The company was formed 12 and a half years ago and is spearheaded by 2 seasoned veterans of the financial markets with over 80 years combined experience. Go to BelmontVentureCapital.com today for the latest hot picks on the market. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. BelmontVentureCapital.com. Brought to you by MNP, a leading Canadian national accounting, tax, and business consulting firm. MNP proudly serves and responds to the needs of our clients in the private, public, and non-for-profit sectors. Through partner-led engagements, MNP provides a collaborative, cost-effective approach to doing business and personalized strategies to help people and organizations succeed across the country and around the world. With local offices in Oshawa, Toronto, Mississauga, Burlington, and more, our team is here to support you. Visit mmp.ca to learn more.